All right, now, how do I actually do a comprehension? Okay, let me go through the tips first, okay? First, you read through the questions, okay? As I've gone through with you before, right, on how we can actually do comprehension. Many of you would start by reading the passage, but you should not. Okay, I mean, not that you should not. This is an alternative way to actually doing comprehension, because before you read the passage, it is good to have an idea of what the passage is about, okay? And how do you have an idea? Basically, you read through the questions, because then you are aware of what will be tested, right? And when you read through the passage with these questions at the back of your mind, it is easier for you to sort of spot the answers. Okay, now read through the questions to get an idea of what the passage is about. Okay, read through the passage. Oh, shucks. Hang on. Why is my screen not being shared? 1 second, sorry, kid. Now, can you all see my screen? Because some of you could see, some of you couldn't see, so I wasn't sure. I saw thumbs up. So all of you, okay, if you can see my screen, can you put a thumbs up? Okay, very good. Thank you. Oh, I love this light. Okay, can. Now, read through the passage. Okay, now all thumbs, not thumbs down, but put down your thumbs. Okay, now read through the passage. Focus on the main ideas of the passage. Look at the questions and figure out what type of question is it. Okay, so basically you have details question. All of you are very familiar. That's the easiest type of questions to answer, right? The ones that ask you for details. You have the ones that ask you for inference. You're given the text, you're given, for example, you ask the question on maybe what do you think he meant, right? Or what do you think this phrase means? That's inference. Okay, then you have the true false questions, which many of you do not like because you think that you cannot find the answer. Okay, but it's actually not true. It's actually in there, right? But many of you are not sure how to pick it out, rather. Okay, now read the passage and search for the keywords in the question to match the passage. Okay, and of course, then you start answering the comprehension question. Okay, all okay so far? Okay, now we'll look at the questions first before we go through the passage. And when we go through the passage, I'll like to pick, okay, I'll not like pick some, but I'll like some volunteers to read out the various paragraphs for me. So that's when you can volunteer later. Okay, now, which sentence? So this is obviously you having to pick out a sentence, correct? In paragraph 1 shows that Rebecca was fond of Carla as well. So now we know that there are two characters in this particular comprehension, right? Carla as well as Rebecca. Whether they are human beings or not, we are not sure of that. Okay, so we read on to find out more. Right, now list two evidences from paragraph 1 to 4 that tell you Carla's family was not well-to-do. Well-to-do, what does that mean, students? Okay, wait, I'm going to start because I can see all of you now, right? Anybody wants to volunteer what well-to-do means? Okay. Anybody? Okay, I saw someone. Okay, so it's gonna be fastest fingers, fastest hands first. Okay, hang on. Sarah. Oh, okay. Students, before anything, I'm gonna apologize if I get the pronunciation of your name wrong because this is how I interpret it. Okay, if I pronounce it wrongly and you're very against it, please let me know the moment I call you. Okay, Sarah. Oh.
Meaning like is from a poor family.
Correct. Someone who's not very rich, right? Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, that's the meaning of not well-to-do. Well-to-do means you're rich. Not well-to-do is obviously the opposite, right? Someone who is quite poor. All right. Now, oops. The ecstasy of the moment when Carla was told Rebecca was hers was indescribable. Okay, so this is the sentence that they quote. Right? How did Carla feel when presented with her birthday present? Explain why. So how do you think she felt? Okay, so this is basically an inferential question, right? Okay, they give you the sentence that you're supposed to read off. Okay, and then they ask you how she felt. And then, of course, being a comprehension, they'll definitely ask you to explain why. Okay, now, state one quality that best describes Rebecca's first owners. Okay, so one quality, her first owners were what? The people whom she was actually whom Carla was with, right? If you read the passage, you would know that it's actually the first people that Carla worked with, not that Carla was Rebecca's first owner. Okay, you have to read the passage to actually know what I'm talking about, which we will do so later. Okay, now true false statements, right? Carla was paid to work at a local stable. Carla's uncle noticed a small area of hair loss on the pony and wanted to call in a vet. According to the paravet, Rebecca was not seriously ill. So these are the three statements. Okay, we have to decide whether or not they're true or false, and of course, give a reason. Okay, why? Now, reason again, right? Why did they allow the paravet to administer the spring shots on Rebecca? So they're asking for a reason why. Okay, over here. Of course, we have the reordering of the passage, right? Okay. Okay, students, if you've got anything to say to me right now, I won't call on you. Okay, just say it to me in the chat. I'll read it off. Okay, but I will not call on anybody now because I want to focus on the questions and the passage first. Okay, now. Okay, so words from the passage, of course, you will have inferential, right? These two, it and a quack. Okay, cause and effect. Carla's uncle told Carla to consider calling the paravet. So what happened before that caused this to result, right? So this is actually the effect of it. Okay, the narrator told Carla's mother that the pony was in serious trouble. So this is the cause, and what happened after. Usually, students, this will be like within 1 to 2 sentences before or after, depending on which column the prompts have been given. Okay, so you can take a hint at that. All right, now explain what the narrator, explain what the narrator meant when he said it can be awfully expensive to save a few dollars. Support your answer with information from the passage. So this is actually what he said. Of course, we have to pick out the answer from the passage. We have to give reason. Okay, students, now these are the 10 questions. Okay, we'll go through the comprehension passage now. Okay, let me see how many students I have read. Okay, so 1, 2, let me see. Okay, I have a total of 9 paragraphs. Okay, we'll have 9 students. Any volunteers, please raise your hand. Okay, I see Branson. My beautiful handwriting, right? Okay, anyway. Zongze. Oh my gosh. You should see what I see on my screen. It's like how many participants raise their hand. It's like the number is like keeps blinking. If this was okay, I just switched my screen. All webcams to be turned off. All webcams to be turned off. There should be no reason for our webcams to be turned on. Okay, now, Amelia, Natania, oops, sorry, Natania. Okay, Nitya. Okay, just those of you who have had your hands raised up, you can put down already. Once I've given you wait, hang on. Just now the one was paragraph 5, right? Okay. Ayush. Hang on. Let me go. Don't worry, we still have stuff to read later. You still have your oral, right? So I will give you. Okay, Celine. All right, and see, I have Nachikesh. Okay, we got one more student that can read it. One more paragraph. I think we've got 9, right? Anyone else wants to read? Hang on. Okay, those of you who have already, okay, let's get Gyro. G-J-I-R-O. I once again apologize if I get the pronunciation of your name wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, now are we ready to start reading? Okay, please take note of the paragraphs that you have been allocated, and when it is your turn, I would find your name desperately and unmute you. Okay, Brenton, are we ready? Let's go.
Carla loved horses. She thought of nothing but horses, and it was no surprise when she volunteered to work at a local stable. Carla was at the barn after school, and one evening, on weekends, grooming, feeding, and cleaning her charges. She was always dreaming of the day she could have her own horse, though she knew she would never be able to afford it. Her particular favorite in the burn was Rebecca, a 7-year-old pony. She was beautiful. Carla would spend extra time grooming her and would often save an extra carrot or a piece of apple for her.
That's good. Thank you, Branson. Okay, now, where are you? Can you mute yourself, dear? Okay, students, automatically when you're done reading or when you're done saying your piece, please mute yourself because the feedback is very strong and we can all hear it. Okay, so let's try to avoid that, all right? Now, good job, Branson. Now, you actually have a continuation. You want to continue it or you want me to do it for you? Wait, where are you? Hang on. Okay, there you are. You want to continue or you want me to continue it for you? Branson.
Rebecca responded with an indonated degree of affection of Carla as well. Everybody acknowledged the bond which had developed between these two.
Okay, thank you, dear. Good job. Okay, now this word I noticed we had a bit of trouble, right? Okay, it's inordinate. Basically, it means excessive amount of. So in this case, a lot of affection, for Carla, basically, right? Okay. Now, 种子. Wait, hang on. This is a challenge. I need to find your names. Give me 5 seconds. One is too fast. Okay, got you. Okay, 种子, come, let's go.
Rebecca's owners did not fail to see the love that had grown between Carla and Rebecca. They decided to present her to Carla as a birthday present instead of selling her for a handsome sum of money. The ecstasy of the moment when Carla was told Rebecca was hers was indescribable.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Dongta. Okay, I like how he read because he was very calm. You know, he was very, the pace was very good. Okay, students, so when we read, right? Okay, I know all of you are very excited. Okay, because you haven't spoken to many people in the last 5-6 weeks. Okay, and you're very excited because now is a chance for you to interact, right? Okay, it's good. I admire your enthusiasm. Okay, but remember when you're, especially when you're using a mic, okay, and you're very close to the mic, right? Okay, everything becomes very muffled. Okay, and everything becomes, it's not clear, for one. For two, when you get excited, what will you do? Naturally, you tend to speak faster, right? Not only you, I am guilty as well, right? Okay, so we need to remember to be calm. We need to remember to slow down our pace to make sure that everybody can follow us. It's no point you reading and rushing for also don't know what, right? There's no time limit over here, okay? So just take your time, be calm, be confident, be cool when you read. Okay, so that's what I enjoyed about Zhongze's reading. Okay, now this word I noticed that we had some trouble, right? Ecstasy basically is something very exhilarating, something very something to actually be very happy about, the extreme emotion, right, of the moment when she was told. Obviously, she was very happy. Okay, indescribable. You cannot describe the emotion, the extent of emotion that she had. Okay, now Amelia. Okay, wait. Fastest I first for me. You got to figure it out. Where are you, Amelia? Okay, yay. Come, let's go.
One day, Carla noticed a small area of hair loss on a pony. She wanted to call in a vet. Her uncle, a kind man who also owned a few horses, told her that she should consider calling in a para-vet. The charges would be cheaper than a real vet. Since they did not have any extra money to spend, they called his fellow. It turned out that he was actually a self-taught vet who had claimed himself a wizard with animals.
Thank you, Amelia. Okay, good job. She was also very calm. I noticed that some of you actually gave her, the hand clap, right? Which is good, okay, because yeah, she was very calm, she was very confident. Her pace was very good. Okay, so this is something that we should aim toward. Okay, students, why are you putting your hands up? Okay, wait, hang on. You want to say anything to me? Can you please chat with me? Okay, let's move on, because if not, we have quite a long lesson today, right? We've got comprehension and we've got oral reading and oral stimulus based. So I want to cover everything. Okay, now fourth one, I think we have Natanya. Let's go.
The paravit showed up and diagnosed that the pony had a minor allergic reaction to some fly repellent whips. He gave her an injection of antihistamine to treat her allergies. While I'm here, I might as well give her the spring shots vaccination, he said. They thought that since he had given the first needle so well, he could surely give another, and these charges were so much cheaper.
Okay, now a couple of things to take note of, right? I noticed. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Natanya. Okay. Okay, this word is actually pronounced as diagnose, right? To actually be say that, to actually be medically certified that you have that particular illness. Okay, but in this case, because he's a paravet, not sure whether his diagnosis is accurate or not, right? Okay, diagnose. And I noticed that, okay, just now when we were reading this, right, it was quite a long sentence. Okay, students, so this is actually something that happens for your oral. You tend to have long sentences, and as I mentioned before, okay, it's very hard to break the sentence up into bite-sized pieces so that when you read, it's very fluent, right? So what happens when you have such long sentences is basically you have to insert the breaks yourself, right? So because you see, it's like, oh my gosh, it's actually quite long, right? I think in total, maybe you have like 15, 16 words, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, or 19 words, right? So how should we do it is basically you pace yourself, or you go slow, or you slow down the sentence, right? The paravet showed up and diagnosed that the pony had a minor allergic reaction to some fly repellent wipes, right? You realize that I didn't really break at any point, but I slowed down. So when I'm slowing down, I can actually breathe. You can squeeze in like short breaths in between. All of you are very clever at like controlling your breath and you know, you know yourself, right? So if you cannot finish it off in one breath, please don't, okay? I mean, like I said, no, this is not a breathing competition, right? Okay, so put in or slow down your pace so that you can insert in short breaths as well. Okay, just a technique that you can take note of. All right. Now, he gave her an injection of antihistamine. So basically, when we read this sentence, right, to treat her allergies, we know that antihistamine is basically used to treat allergies, right? Which is why I actually highlighted this so you actually know what the meaning is. Even if, let's say, you see this big word, it's like anti-what, you don't know anti-what, right? You can guess the meaning from the sentence itself, right? It tells you that it's meant to treat allergies, therefore, it's called an antihistamine. Okay, students, I think up until here we are good, right? The passage is not too difficult, right? Okay, if you're good, can you just give me a thumbs up so that I can see what's going on in your mind? All okay? Excellent. I'm very happy when I see the thumbs up. Yay, me too. Okay, now let's go on to the next student. We have Nitya. Okay, I need to find the name. Thank you, students. You can put down your, okay, Nitya, come, let's go.
The next day, Rebecca was a little sore on the leg that had been given the antihistamine injection. Carla's mother phoned the paravet, and he offered confidently that Rebecca would get better soon. However, she did not. Rebecca got progressively lame as the day went on.
Okay, thank you. Continue. Oh, you muted yourself. Okay, Nitya.
By evening, she could not move, and the leg was so swollen that the pony was unable to stand on it. When they contacted the paravet, he told them that they should probably leave it for another day. With Carla near hysterics, her mother decided to get a second opinion.
Okay, thank you, dear. As usual, right? Okay, he's very Nitya's very confident in your reading, which is good. Okay, and you're very pleasant as well. I think you're very happy when you're reading. I don't know. I inferred that you were very happy, which is good. Okay, so this paragraph is quite easy to understand. Okay, no difficult words. Okay, Ayush, let me see. Okay, I gathered this from a really long name that you put down in your Zoom nick. So I am hoping that it is really your name. All right, let me try to find you. Okay, Superboy Ayush, right? Okay, let's go.
She called me and I realized that there was no way this could be diagnosed over the phone as it sounded pretty serious. They then said that they had no money to pay a vet.
Okay, thank you, dear. Okay, good job. Now, Celine. Okay, hang on. Let me try. Where are you? Celine, Celine, Celine. Oh no. Okay, I can't be missing you out. Celine. Okay. Yes. Thank you for trying to help me. Okay.
She sounded so upset that I lied and told her I would be passing near the farm, as I had earlier been called to stitch up a torn eyelid on another horse. She would drop by and have a look at Rebecca. I would drop by and have a look at Rebecca. With profuse gratitude, she agreed.
Thank you, dear. Okay, so basically, obviously the mother sounded very upset. That's why the author actually decided that, you know what, I'm going to stop by. I'm going to, set her fear, set her worries at ease, right? And I'm going to pay them a visit. Okay, now, Nachika, wait. Students, if you've got anything to say, okay, hang on, don't worry, okay? There are other opportunities to read. So if you would like opportunities to read, don't worry later on. And I would try my best to remember who read, even though my memory is failing me, but yeah. Okay, Nachika, let's go.
My first glance told me that the pony was in serious trouble. The lower half of its body was swollen from an infection. When I told this to the mother, she burst into tears. Her thoughts were only of what it would to Carla.
Thank you, dear. I think there's some sort of, I'm not sure what's going on, but there's like an echo going on. So maybe if you're very close to the mic or something, I don't know, you might want to unplug your microphone and plug it back in again because you can hear the feedback. Okay, just to take note. Okay, so yes, basically the vet knew, or rather the narrator knew that the pony was obviously in trouble. Whatever the paravet shot Rebecca with was obviously not good for it, right? Okay, now, last paragraph, we have Gyro. Okay, you're in front of me. Let's go. Gyro. 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 Okay, Gyro, sweetheart, I can't hear you. Nope. Okay, I'm sorry, we'll have to let someone else read, okay, because I can't hear you. Okay. Okay, this is unexpected. Okay, someone else who hasn't read before. Okay, Raika, let's go.
I tried to save the pony's life, but it was too late. We ended up with a distraught mother and father who blamed themselves for this tragedy, and a little girl who would have collapsed. A beautiful pony that died a senseless and horrible, agonizing death, and a quack who was $50 richer. It can be awfully expensive to save a few dollars.
Okay, very good. Now, someone actually asked me what's the meaning of distraught, right? Someone basically extreme upsetness, she was very, very upset about something, right? She was devastated, actually. That's another meaning. And that's another word we can use for distraught. Okay, blame themselves for this tragedy. A little girl who would have collapsed, a beautiful pony that died a senseless and horrible, agonizing death, right? Basically, a very painful death that was unnecessary. And a quack who was $50 richer. He did it just to get $50. Okay, I could say a lot of things, but I will not. It can be awfully expensive to save a few dollars. Now, this is the question that we had at the last, as in question 10, right? Okay, so we think about it now. Okay, so students, this is my rationale for actually getting you to read the questions first, because then we have all these things in our mind, right? Imagine if you read the passage and you didn't know the questions, you wouldn't really know how to link it, right? You wouldn't know what will be asked, so to speak. Okay, so by doing this, we are sort of working backwards, right? Okay, now let's go through the answers, okay? All hands down first. Or rather, I will put your hands down for you. Okay, and And I will go through the answers now. Okay, so it is 5, right? Okay, coming 5. Okay, so which sentence in paragraph 1 actually shows that Rebecca was fond of Carla as well? Okay, let's look at paragraph 1. Okay, anyone wants to volunteer the answer? Which sentence do you think it is? I see Brenton's hand always up. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, wait. I'm gonna select students who haven't spoken yet. Okay, so let's give everybody a chance, all right? And some students are very quiet. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so okay, Sarah.
Rebecca responded with an inordinate degree of affection of Carla as well.
Okay, so let's see. The sentence you say is that. Wait, one second. Very good. Okay, so this is actually the sentence that tells you that she has affection, or she's fond of Carla, right? She responded with an inordinate degree of affection for Carla as well. This is quite a simple question, right? You just pick out the answer and you put it in. That's it. Okay, 1 mark. Now, list 2 evidences from paragraphs 1 to 4 that tell you Carla's family was not well-to-do. Anyone wants to offer me something? I am looking beyond. Okay, wait, hang on. I saw somebody. Jordan? No. Okay, I'm gonna try. Jordan, you wanna try? L.A. Jordan Felix. Okay. Steven? Or is it Stefan? Steven, right? Stefan Su? You wanna try? Okay, maybe not. Okay, students, if you would like to try, then you put up your hand, okay? Brenton? 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 Can't hear. Okay, I'm struggling to hear some of you. So, Natanya?
They cannot pay the vet.
Okay, that's the first evidence. Okay, and another evidence? They cannot pay the vet. Okay, wait, let me go to the paragraphs first. Okay, so these are the 4 paragraphs, right? And anything from here, you think?
I think no.
Nothing from here? Okay, anything from the next paragraph? Oops. Next 2? How do you know that they actually are not well-to-do?
Which country? Okay, Indra, right? Indra, I go to send email. Indra already had a discussion with him.
Okay, I heard my name in the background.
The charges would be cheaper than a real vet.
Wait, hang on. The charges would not be cheaper than a very good. Okay, anything else? Because they asked you for 2, right? Oh, you muted yourself. Okay, basically, let me show you, students, okay? Calling a paravet is one of them, right? Because it's cheaper, the charges are cheaper, okay? And the first answer was actually she knew she would never be able to afford a horse, right? Okay, because she was not able to, as in, it was beyond her family's budget, she couldn't afford a horse. That's why we know that she was not well-to-do. And of course, having to hire a second choice, not really a vet, but a paravet, shows that even though you want to get the best for your horse, right, you couldn't afford it, so you go for the next best. So that's how we know that her family was not well-to-do. Okay, now, the ecstasy of the moment when Carla was told Rebecca was hers was indescribable. How did Carla feel when presented with her birthday gift? I think they gave you a hint, right? Hang on. Isra. Okay. Students, I really don't wish to see your videos. I know all of you are very comfortable on your beds, but I don't need to see. Okay? Now, this is the sentence. So how do you think she felt? Anyone wants to volunteer an answer? Nitya?
She was ecstatic.
Okay, she was ecstatic. Do you want to use a different word? because aesthetic is really here, right? Basically, we should try to avoid using the same words for our answers.
She was over the moon.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong, but can we have just a single adjective, like a single emotion?
Overjoyed.
Okay, very good. She was overjoyed. Okay, so she was actually happy, excited. You can also say overjoyed. Okay, over the moon, not that it's wrong, okay, but for comprehension, let's keep our answers to the point, straight, direct, right? Let's not try to confuse it with, nice phrases that we can actually say for our compositions. Okay, now, why is this so? Obviously, she will be able to finally have her own pony, right? If she was happy, she was overjoyed because she could have her own pony at the end of the day. Okay, thank you, dear. Now, state one quality that best describes Rebecca's first owners. Remember who her owners were? This one. Rebecca's owners did not fail to see the love that had grown between Carla and Rebecca. So these were the people who actually Rebecca belonged to at first, right? Okay, if you can't hear me, students, okay, if you can't hear me, please unplug your mic or just put it to mute and then start again. Not mute, but turn it off and then start again, your microphones, okay? Now, anyone wants to tell me what this says about Rebecca, Zhongzhe? Hang on. Okay.
Rebecca's first owners were very kind.
Mm-hmm. Because
they decided to save some they decided to present Rebecca they decided to present Rebecca to Carla as a birthday present instead of selling her for a handsome sum of money.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's very good. Okay, good job. Okay, so basically, you said kind. I don't disagree. I think that is correct. Okay, I've also used the word generous, right? Because at the end of the day, even though they could have sold the pony off for money, they decided to give it to Carla instead because they knew it will make her happy. Okay, so you can also accept kind. All right. Now, based on the passage, now this one is a bit tricky, so I'll go through it with you, okay? The first statement, right? Carla was paid to work at a local stable. This is true of all students. This is actually what I'm going to read out the sentence to you, and you think about it, right? She thought of nothing but horses, and it was no surprise when she volunteered to work at a local stable. So when they say that she was paid to work, it is false because she volunteered to work there. Okay, when you volunteer, obviously you're not paid. Okay, now Carla's uncle noticed a small area of hair loss on the pony and wanted to call in the vet. Was it Carla's uncle who noticed? Let's have a look at the passage, okay? One day, Carla noticed a small area of hair loss on the pony. So was it her or her uncle? It was actually Carla, right? So in this case, Carla was the one who noticed a small patch of hair missing, not her uncle. Okay, and according to the paravet, Rebecca was not seriously ill, right? How do we know this? Oh yeah, he said anything he wanted to say. The paravet showed up and diagnosed that the pony had a minor allergic reaction to some fly repellent wipes. Like, hello, what kind of diagnosis is that? And like, wipes, what? Okay, so basically it is true, right? Okay, because he told the family that Rebecca was only having minor allergies. So this is actually the answer. Okay, now not that difficult, right? Actually, it's quite simple and you can find the correct answers. Not the problem over here is, can you find the correct answer? Okay, but with more practice, you will be able to. All right, now why did it allow the paravet to administer spring shots? Okay, students, not that I don't want you to answer right now, but because I would like to give you a break and then we move on to oral, right? So I'm taking control of this right now, okay? I would want to hear from you, but later on during oral maybe. Okay, now, why did they allow the paravet to administer means to give the shots to Rebecca, right? Let me have a look at the clue, right? We take it from here, okay? He gave her an injection of antihistamine to treat her allergies. well, I'm here, I might as well give her the spring shot vaccination. They thought, now this is where we get the answer from, right? Basically, they thought that since he had given the first needle so well, he could surely give another. So the parents and Carla clearly did not have any idea that the shot was not the right one, right? That he practically shot her with something that she could die from, but obviously they didn't know that, right? So they thought that since he had given the first needle so well, he could surely give another. Okay, so that's the answer, right? His charges were low. Firstly, they engaged the paravet because he was cheap. And he had also given Rebecca the first needle well, therefore they decided to, you know what, just go ahead, give the second shot. Okay, make sense, students? Good job. Now, okay, we reorder the sentences, right, according to what happened in the passage. Firstly, Rebecca was given an injection of antihistamine, right? Okay, by this paravet dude, right? Okay. Then something was wrong. She was lame. She was not improving. Her condition was not improving. Therefore, Carla's mother called the narrator for a second opinion regarding her condition. Okay, and after that, what happens is that what? That's right. The narrator said he popped by. He said he gave some excuse, right? He needed to stitch up a torn eyelid, and therefore he popped by and realized that, you know what, the horse wasn't going to make it. Okay, so this is the order of the question, the passage, sorry. Okay, hang on. Someone turn on their webcam. Okay. Students, is very distracting, okay, if you turn on your webcam, because suddenly the screen flashes, right? So please avoid doing that, because I don't think you want to distract me, right? Okay, now, what do these mean? These two from paragraph 1, okay? Over here. I'm just going to read out the two sentences before that, okay? She was beautiful. Carla would spend, okay, the three or four sentences, would spend extra time grooming her and would often save an extra carrot or a piece of apple for her. Rebecca responded with an inordinate degree of affection of Carla as well. Everybody acknowledged the bond which had developed between these two. So very clearly, even from these few sentences that I've read, you know that these two actually refers to Rebecca and Carla. That's right. Very simple. Okay, now it in paragraph 5. Okay, by evening, she could not move and the leg was so swollen that the pony was unable to stand or eat. So it actually means the swollen leg, right? You realize that it's actually easy to pick out the clues when you read it thoroughly. That's why students, I always say, when you get the hint of which paragraph the question is taken from, zoom in on that. That's where you get the keywords and then you're able to, you know, pick out the important points and put them in your answer. Okay, because these answers are actually 3 marks, very easy you take and put in your pocket. You know, there's no need to think so much about it. Really, it's like there, the answer is there. It's meant for you to take and keep. Okay, so Rebecca's swollen leg. Right, a quack, I want to bash this quack. And a quack who was $50 richer, so obviously we're referring to who got the money from the shot? The paravet, right? Okay, the paravet. So not too difficult, right, students? Okay, now we'll go on to the next question. This one is maybe a bit of a challenge, okay, but don't worry, we'll break it up. So Carla's uncle told Carla to consider calling the paravet. So what happened before this? Now remember, cause is the reason for something. Effect is what happened after, right? Cause and effect, right? So effect is what happened after. So now we got to balik back, right? Balik means reverse back, correct? So we got to go back and see what happened before that. Okay, we'll have a look at the paragraph. So when she wanted to call in a vet, what happened? When her uncle wanted when her uncle told her to call in a paravet, what happened before that was Carla actually wanted to call in a vet. Okay, so the effect is that he suggested calling in a paravet. So now we know that the answer is actually Carla wanted to call in a vet for Rebecca, but her uncle actually told her to call in a paravet. Okay, and the narrator told Carla's mother that the pony was in serious trouble. So when the narrator told her, this is a very drama, this question, right? So when the narrator told the mother that, what happened? Immediately, boo, hoo, 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 right? When I told this to the mother, she burst into tears, right? The reason for her crying is because the real vet told her that the Rebecca was in trouble, right? So Carla's mother bursting into tears was the effect of it. Simple. Okay, I don't think there should be any questions, right? Oh yeah, I see Students saying, oh yeah, hoo. Okay. All right, now the last question. Explain what the narrator meant when he said it can be awfully expensive to save a few dollars, right? You save a few dollars, but what happens in the process? Okay, let's basically, in order to save money on a real vet, Rebecca had died a horribly painful death. The mother was very upset, right? Carla was completely distraught. I think they mentioned, right, she was on the verge of collapsing or something like that. So in order to save money, Rebecca had died a horribly painful death. That's why this is what the narrator meant, right? It can be awfully expensive to save just a few dollars. Okay, it's an interesting passage. Something that has a moral for us to remember. Okay, don't save them. It's like penny wise, pound foolish, right? Okay, I'm sure you've heard of that, right, students? If not, please Google penny wise, pound foolish. Okay, but anyway, let's have a quick 3-minute break. It's actually 5:14. I need to make this chop because I would like to finish oral. I don't want. Okay, so I don't really like too long lessons. So I would like to finish oral in about half an hour. So can you please come back by 5:17, and then we'll resume oral. Okay, I'll see you soon. Okay, students, welcome back. Okay, I hope you managed to get a drink, had a short break, breathe a little bit, recovered from the penny wise pound foolishness. Okay, now if you're back, can you just give me a thumbs up so I can carry on the moment most of you are there? Thank you. Okay, thumbs up doesn't mean show me your video lah, yo. I like it. You're very cute. You're literally turn on your web camera. Look at me, smile. Give me a thumbs up and then turn it off. Okay, that's very cute. Okay. If there could be a show Kids Do the Darnest Things, I'll get some of you there. All right, but it's good that all of you are back. Okay, welcome back. Okay, now we're going to move on to our oral section. Okay. Now, over here, wait, let me just close this up. Okay. Oral, we're going to do reading aloud, right? Okay, we have a couple of paragraphs, okay, that I would like you to read. You will read according to the different colors, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, actually. Let me see how many students. 4 students. Okay, so can I have 4 students to volunteer? I need to find my pen. Okay, anybody? Oh, it's okay. I don't need to ask that. Okay, Darnie. You wanna? No web cameras, please. Can we turn off our web cameras? Thank you. Okay, Abi. Okay, Brandon. And so Brandon, you also read this, okay? It's a continuation. All right, and anyone else? Wait, hang on. Shamili. Okay, so that's it, right? Yeah, okay. Now, I'll read the part of the narration, right? So imagine that you're actually telling a story to your friends. Read aloud the story below so that they will enjoy listening to you. So you're narrating a story. So when you do that, remember to put yourselves in the shoes of the character. Okay, now, Darani, are we ready? Let me find you, sweetheart. Where are you? Okay, let's go.
Paul never understood why the boys in his class always pick on him. They would call him names like teacher's pet, spoiled kid, and scrawny boy. He crunched at every name by called him.
Thank you, sweetie. Darnie, sorry, where are you? Darnie, can you still speak?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from? Are you local?
I'm from Singapore.
Oh, okay. Okay, because you have a very different accent. So I just wanted to find out. Okay, good job. Okay, let me just go through some of the words I think we were having some trouble with. Okay? Now, they were calling names like teacher's pet, spoiled child, right? Remember, students, I've gone through with you before your end syllable, right? Your end consonant, you have to make sure that your T's and your D's are properly pronounced, right? Spoiled child, scrawny boy. Scrawny is very skinny. Someone's very, very skinny. Okay, scrawny boy. I'm not scrawny, so I can't stand up and show you what scrawny is, but yes, scrawny boy. And he cringed. Cringe means like, you know, you make that facial expression like, just YouTube cringe expressions and you'll be able to tell. Okay, now thank you very much, dear, for reading. Okay, why are some of you requesting to control my screen? No, you cannot control my screen. I'm very possessive. Okay, now Abi, are we ready? Let's go.
One day, while Paul was in the canteen eating his food peacefully, the bullies came over to him. They crowded around him and placed their dirty plates in front of him before skipping away, laughing gleefully. They expected Paul to return the plates for them. Paul had had enough of it all. He decided he was not going to keep mum about it any longer.
Thank you. Okay, yes, there's a double head intentionally. It's not a typo. Okay, so Paul had enough of it all. So whenever you have a double, you quicken the pace because it's something in the past participle, right? So had enough of it all. He decided he was not going to keep mum about it any longer. Now, students, please take note of this phrase. Whenever it's out, right? Whenever it's being printed, okay, about it, please pronounce it as about it. I don't know why I always say about it. About it. It's like it combines for some reason. Okay, please, about it. Okay, try to split the words up. Okay, if not, it will be like that, right? If it's supposed to be combined, be about it, right? Okay, but it's not. It's about it. Okay, now please stop requesting control over my screen. It's not gonna happen, for one. And students, just now, I just happened to read the chat. Just now. If some of you requested for answers, don't worry, we'll be putting up this after the lesson. So we will upload the PDF. Today is what day? Today is Tuesday, right? By Thursday it will be up. Okay, so you can just check for the answers that we put up. Okay, so don't need to worry if you've missed out anything. Okay, now Brandon, where are you? Let's go.
Paul returned his plate to the store and stormed out onto the field where the boys were. He approached one of them and gripped him by the shoulder.
Carry on.
Look here, you big bully. I may be scrawny, but I'm not going to let you continue to bully me like that. I'll do all it takes to make sure you boys stop your nonsense, even if it means reporting all of you to the principal, Paul bellowed sternly.
Very good. Now let's give him a clap. Okay, good job. I really like how
he gave me a round of applause.
Yes, give you a round of applause. Well done. Okay, can you mute yourself, Sudhi? Okay, I like how he put himself. Bye. I liked how he put himself in the shoes of the character and really acted it out, right? Okay, good job. Okay, but one thing to take note of: Paul bellowed sternly, right? He's really very angry, right? Look here, you big bully. I may be scrawny, but I'm not gonna let you continue to bully me like that. I will do all it takes to make sure you boys stop your nonsense, even if it means reporting all of you to the principal, right? When it's an exclamation mark, we emphasize on that part. Okay, good job. Very good. Okay, Shamili, right? Let's go. Shamili?
The boy looked at him in shock. He never expected that coming from Paul. Sensing his fear, Paul released his grip on him and stormed away. As Paul walked away, a smile spread across his face. He was glad he had been brave enough to confront him.
Okay, thank you, Siri. Now, you realize, students, that she we had a slight mispronunciation and we saw the wrong word, I think, right, when we were reading. So I underlined the word. So usually when I underline, it's something for me to go through. Okay, so if you see me underlining and you would like to correct yourself, go ahead. Okay, so sensing his fear, basically it comes from the root word sense, right? Sensing his fear, Paul released his grip on him and stormed away. As Paul walked away, a smile spread across his face. He was glad he had been brave enough to confront them. Okay, so as usual, when we are reading the last sentence of the paragraph, we slow down. And this even more so, it's the last sentence of the entire passage, right? So we should slow down even more, which is what she did, which is great. Okay, students, so some things in general that I've noticed, okay, when you were reading your comprehension passage and when you're reading this oral passage, firstly, remember not to rush through. Okay, I mentioned, we all get excited. It's perfectly understandable. But remember, during the oral exam, you only get one shot. And I think now it's May, right? Our oral is in September, right? August, September. So we've only got about 3 months to go. Okay, so make sure that when you're practicing, use our sessions to, just speak aloud. I for sure wouldn't scold you, right? We're all here to learn together. So if you give me a good example, we'll all learn from you. If it's something that we all can learn with you, right? We'll just pick up the different areas to work on. That's about it. Okay, so we've got a couple of months to work on our pace. Remember, slow down, remain calm, remain confident, pronounce each word properly. Make a mistake, it's fine. Okay, we can always revisit the sentence again if it's a huge error. If not, we just skip it over and move on. It's not that obvious anyway. Okay, so just some tricks and pointers for you to take note of. We got to work on our pace. We got to work on how we approach the passage itself, right? Remain calm, remain confident. Okay, if there's a character speaking over there, we make sure we put ourselves, like what Brandon did just now, a very good job, put ourselves in the shoes of the character and act out the part, so to speak. Okay, now let's move on to our stimulus-based conversations. People are still trying to control my screen. I don't know why. Okay, now we'll move on to your talking part. I know all of you like to talk. Okay, now bullying. Okay, any of you actually encountered any bullies before? In school, whether your friends have been bullied or you have been bullied. Anybody wants to share? I'll just get maybe 2 students to share because I would like to move on. Okay, can you just raise your hand? If not, you can chat with me in the chat group. Not chat group, but chat. Okay, Jordan, shall we share something? L.A. Jordan Felix. I'm going to give you a try because just now we couldn't. Jordan? I can't hear you, sweetheart. Raika?
In school, some students used to call me names like lame and idiot. So then I told the teacher, and teacher scolded them, and they didn't call me names anymore.
That's good. Are you feeling better though? It must be quite crappy, right? To feel like that when people call you that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think you're a very brave girl. Students, okay, if people have called you names, simply just as hard as it is, right, ignore them. Okay, because at the end of the day, they are going to be the ones behaving like idiots, really, right? If you don't respond to them, if you ignore them, how would they feel? Obviously, they're just calling it to themselves, right? So let's just give Raika a round of applause, right, for sharing this with us. I think it's very courageous. It's something that we all should learn from. Okay, and I think you're a very brave girl. So keep it up, okay? Now, Jared, one more student. You want to share with us? Jared. I see Pratam's face. Pratam. Jared, where are you? Are you going to talk, sweetie? Jared.
My sister got bullied in school.
Uh-huh. What happened?
No.
Okay, no. Why is no?
My sister doesn't want me to share.
Yes.
Okay. Jerry, your sister's in my class, is it? The lower secondary class, is it?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I remember I spoke with her before. Okay, never mind. Thank you, sweetie, though.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Okay, sorry, kids. Okay, since she doesn't want you to share, let's move on, okay? Anyone else just wants to share? Nitya? Nitya,
Yeah.
you want to share, right? You put up your hand.
Oh yeah. I was bullied by a lot of people. Not in P3, and it's even happening now. Even after I told the teacher, they still bully.
They're still bullying you. What do they say? How do they do it?
They call me names like idiot and all that swearing words, and then whenever I want to play with them, they just
Ignore you?
whack me off.
Okay. Well, do you respond when they call you names?
Yeah,
What do you do?
I told them to shut up.
Okay. I'm not honestly, I think that's a very difficult position to be in. Okay. I touch my heart. I cannot say that I've been bullied before, but I have had students who have been bullied, and I can see that, you know, it affects all of you and tremendously, right? I mean, whether it's not just physical, they don't even have to lift a finger on you, right? But it's actually not a very pleasant feeling. So I think your number one, people who have been bullied and you dare to say aloud that you have been bullied, that's for one very brave, very courageous, and I applaud you for taking the step forward to acknowledging that, you know what, this is something that happened to me, right? But I think it's even bigger of you if you were to just ignore, let them be, you know, don't even bother with the shut up, because at the end of the day, it's their mouth, right? You can't control it no matter how many shut ups you tell them to do, right? I mean,
I've
logically
told them
speaking.
multiple. I've kept quiet multiple times. It just doesn't work.
And your teacher doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on the teacher, to be honest, but maybe you could voice it out to your parents to help you with that, because it's not pleasant to be in this situation. But I think that it's I always tell my students, basically, okay, maybe because the kids I deal with are slightly older, so if you ignore certain people for a period of time, they tend to get bored after a while. I don't know why is it that people aren't doing that, but I think that by you not retaliating and you not giving in to whatever they've been saying of you, right, it's actually a very good thing. So keep it up. I really hope that this improves for you. You know, thank you for sharing with us. You know, it's a very real situation, and I do hope that the bullies eventually stop, because it really sucks, doesn't it? Right? Okay, so just keep going, and I really hope that this improves. Tell your parents if you really need to. Well, there's 3 more weeks of holidays, so you have peace for a while.
I've told them like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, you can just, if you need to talk about it, just drop me a text, okay? But we will just focus on the questions for now first. Is that okay?
Right.
Okay, now thank you for sharing, sweetie. Okay, now students, like I mentioned, first thing first, tell your teacher, you know, don't even bother reacting. This is a very sensitive issue, right? Many students face it, and it's a situation that is becoming more and more serious in society today, especially with, you know, all of you are going online, right? So if you're online, you're behind a screen, nobody can actually know who is bullying whom, right? So it's happening very prominently in society now, and I would suggest that you know, make the effort to, if you see it being done to somebody else, make the effort to help your friend, to help the person stop the action, okay? Because it's really not a pleasant feeling at all. Okay, now if you see anyone being bullied, or if you are a victim of bullying, please inform Mrs. Rani, the school counselor. Of course, sometimes we need to talk to people about it, right? Bullying is a serious offense, it is, okay? So if you see anyone doing it, please stop them, or please, if you really don't dare to, just tell your teacher, and offenders will be punished accordingly. Okay, now when we answer oral stimulus-based questions, students, okay, remember the oral format, right? Our opinion, our reason, okay, we explain by giving examples, and of course we repeat our overall stand. Okay, now some questions that we've been given, right? Look at this poster. Would you report bullying cases to your teachers? Why or why not? It's either a yes or no, and of course you have to give your explanation as your answer. Right? Okay, what kind of punishment would you impose on bullies? Okay, so what kind of honestly, I feel that bullies need to get a taste of their own medicine. That is my own opinion, because if they do not know what other people face, they would never want to stop, right? So most of the time, just as hard as it is, right, reverse the roles on them, in my opinion. But yeah, okay, students, I'm trying to finish this up, so if you want to say anything, talk to me in the chat. Okay, now How are you usually punished by your parents when you do something wrong? Tell me about it. So basically your own experience, right? Okay. So this is based on actually me, students. Okay. So my response to this, right, was actually based on my experience, not just as a student, but as a teacher as well, right? So I've tried to incorporate too, so I can show you how to actually put your answers within the structure of OREO. Okay, so we give your opinion, right? Look at this poster. So would you report bullying? Yes, I would definitely report bullying cases to my teacher. Okay, so you explain why. Firstly, I do not stand for bullying. I think nobody should stand for bullying. Okay, it is not a pleasant situation to see, to witness, to even be in, definitely, right? I think that these individuals are cowards who are afraid to admit their own flaws, and as a result, they pick on others who are smaller than them. It's true. I mean, I was reading something that said that you never see a bully someone who's bigger than him. It doesn't make sense. They always pick on someone who's smaller than them, or who's in their own idea or in their own head inferior to them, right? Nobody picks on someone who's like better than them, logically, right? Okay, and there's always a weakness area or a point of weakness that they will pick on, like either you're too fat, they say you're so ugly, they'll make fun of your name, they'll say you're stupid, but actually it reflects their insecurities. Actually, studies have shown that bullies do that because it's a mirror reflection of their own insecurity. Okay, now, and then you explain, right? I've never been bullied before, but my best friend, so one of my friends, okay, can we turn off our webcams, please? I see some webcams being turned on. I've never been bullied before, but my best friend, Terry, has been. She has always been small size, hence was an easy victim for bullies. Usually the smaller ones are easier to be bullied, right? However, she finally stood up for herself and reported the bullying to her teacher. Problem solved. So obviously, teacher talks to bully, teacher forces bully to stop. Yes, in some cases, if the bullies are not afraid of the teacher, that could be a problem. Okay, but I would suggest that you have, you confront the bully in a way that is very positive, and you try to rationalize it out. There's always a reason why they're even doing the act in the first place. As crazy as it is, the bully is practically your age, right? Either slightly older, definitely not younger, I think, but slightly older. So in that case, try to rationalize it out. Then if you know, parents don't work, teachers don't work, you know, that could be an option for you to consider. Okay, now, finally, you summarize your overall stand, right? I would definitely report bullying cases to my teacher as I've seen my friend go through it, and I don't wish for anyone to go through it. Okay, just an answer in the OREO format. Okay, Raika, sweetie, can we turn off our webcam? Slug. What kind of punishment would you impose on bullies? So just like I mentioned to you just now, right? Okay, bullies will only stop if they get a taste of their own medicine. Okay, so bullies should be taught a lesson of the pain that they inflict on others. Inflict means they cause on other people, right? That's why I always say, you know, unless you walk a mile in someone's shoes, you will never be able to understand, and you will never be able to understand the pain that you inflict on people that you actually ill-treat. Right? So it may not be physical pain, you give a reason. It may not be physical pain, but the emotional trauma that they put others through should be inflicted onto them as well, just to have a taste of their own medicine. Okay, students? So this actually came to me just now when a colleague of mine was sharing with me that, you know, there's this talk tool, all of you, if you go to our website, right, we have this talk tool that all of you can chat with the customer service, right? Okay, and it happened more than once, right, that, you know, people are using abusive words on her, people are being very mean to her, and all she's trying to do is just help you guys, right? Not just you, but I think parents, students in general. So I really hope, and I actually told my students last week, right, my lower primary students last week, that I think the most important thing you can give to someone, especially someone who's trying to help you, is your respect, right? By being polite, you know, by not using abusive words, especially when all she's trying to do is just lend you a helping hand, right? So it's not just for strangers, bullying, etc., right? It's basically, think about it this way: how you treat people, there should be a mirror reflection, right? So how you want other people to treat you, you should treat them the same way. Would you like it if other people treated you the same way? No. Logically speaking, I definitely wouldn't. You can give me 2 tight slaps, I'll give you 2 tight slaps back. That's all. Right? So make sure that whenever we treat people, we expect the same kind of treatment back, basically, right? And the same thing here, what kind of punishment would you impose on bullies? They should be given the same kind of treatment that they've given other people. It's only fair, right? That's why I said that they should be made aware of the pain that they inflict on other people. Okay, now who's with me? Okay, anyway. Okay, so it may not be physical pain, yay! Okay, but emotional trauma that they put others through, okay? Just to have a taste of their own medicine. Remember, this is the most important thing. If you were, I mean, we should actually, let's put it this way. If we all have hearts, right? If we all feel something for people, we should make sure that, you know, we treat people with the respect that they deserve. And that's why I say, you know, treat people and make them have a taste of their own medicine. Right? Bullies do not need physical punishment. Physical punishment would not work, actually, in my opinion, right? Because for what? You whack them, they can still do it again. You make them do push-ups, you make them run, they're still going to be able to do it. It doesn't make sense, right? So they need to understand what it is that makes them perform the act of bullying. Why do they even want to do it? Why do they feel happy making other people feel miserable, right? I mean, there's a rationale behind it. So we need to make them understand that it hurts, right? And for it to stop, basically, right? So all in all, they need to understand the meaning of the phrase, do unto others what you want others to do unto you, right? Okay, this is a phrase I've come to realize it like later on in my years. So as a student, you don't really see the importance, right? As you grow into an adult, right, you will see that what other people do to you can actually hurt. And if you're doing the same thing back, it's not nice at all. It's not pleasant at all, right? So this will definitely help to stop their terrible bad behavior, help them to realize this. Okay, students, now this is the punishment, basically. All right, so how are you usually punished by your parents? This one is a story to tell. Okay, so how are you usually punished by your parents when you do something wrong? I know many of you, your parents, for some reason, love you very much. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I mean, if I was a parent, I would love my child as well, but I would not spare the rod, right? Okay, because this is my own personal experience. Okay, so my father is a strict disciplinarian, right? He never failed to cane me whenever I misbehaved or did anything wrong. You know, he was so particular about my work. Like, you know, basically, if I write very messily, and I still write very messily now, right? You know, he would throw my book. He would literally cane me. He would refuse to talk to me. You know, that kind of thing, because he believes that, you know, I should take pride in my work, and the quality of work should show for it, right? So I remember there was this instance. So you're sharing a story now, right? So I remember there was an instance when I scored full marks for a mathematics test. However, because I was obviously complacent, right? I scored full marks, so obviously yeah, papaya, right? So okay, I thought I was a big shot, no, but yeah, my mother was nagging to do my homework, right? I wanted to take a break. I scored full marks, wanted to take a break. Mom said, still do your homework, do your homework. So I was like, you know, cannot take it anymore, right? I was so frustrated. I actually just literally snapped at her to just shut up. Right? So I just said, can you just shut up? I remember, because this happened when I was in primary 3. Oh my gosh, I got hell for that. Okay, my father heard me asking my mother to shut up, and boy, did I get into trouble. Okay, students, you are allowed to use such language, right? Because it's actually proper language and you are expressing yourself. Just make sure that, you know, it's structured properly. Right? 3 strokes of the cane on my right hand, and a lecture to never to ever do such an act again. Oh my gosh, I got it. Until now, I still remember. I never asked my mother to shut up. I remember I just, even if I want to, I shut up. I don't ask her to shut up. It doesn't work that way. Right? So even though my dad was always strict with me, but I believe that this has helped me to be the person that I am now, respectful to my adult as best as I can be. And just shut it most of the time. If I can, right? Fingers crossed. Okay, students, so basically when you're asked such oral questions, right, okay, put yourselves in the shoes of the, you know, basically it is your own experience, your own sharing, right? So try as much as possible to answer with this structure. Give your opinion, okay, give your reason, explain using examples, which is what I've done. You realize that I use a lot of examples to sort of expand on what I have to say. Maybe it's because I'm older also, right? So I've got a lot more examples, but I'm sure even at your age, you will definitely have examples to share. Okay, many of you love to talk to me, which is great. Okay, put all these examples down. Okay, and of course, repeat your overall stand again. Okay, students. So actually, right, see, I made it. It's 5:54. Well done. And I'm like perspiring like mad. But anyway, okay, students, we've actually come to the end of our lesson for today. Okay, I've got a quote for you, right, in relation to what we were talking about just now. Seek respect, not attention. Now, in our world today, okay, I think social media has made a very, very huge impact on our lives, such that, you know, all of us want to post something, all of us want to get attention, right? So we all need that affirmation. We all need that clap, right? That like, right? Basically, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, right? Okay, but remember, seek respect. That actually lasts longer, not attention. Because at the end of the day, if people don't respect you, they're never going to give you the attention beyond their 5 minutes, simply put. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end of my lesson. Thank you for joining us for today. Okay, join us again next week. Pull your friends along. You know, you can You can talk about teacher Indra's experiences after that. No. But yes, okay, thank you for joining us today. I hope you've actually picked up some tips from comprehension, in your oral. Okay, practice, look out for the next week's lesson notes and activities so you can actually practice. And of course, do sign up and try out our lessons for 88 if you haven't already done so. Okay, so take care, stay safe, students. Okay, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.